Welcome back, guys, to episode 5 in my money making series. This is the series where I show you guys the best ways to make money in GTA Online. So today is going to be all about how to make the most money out of the most recent DLC, Smugglers Run. I'm going to be showing you how you can sell a full hangar for $850,000 and sometimes get a seller's bonus as well on top of that. I've been working on this video all week for you guys, so if you could just take a few seconds to leave a like and subscribe, it would really mean a lot to me. And let's get into the video. Now, before we go ahead and get into this video, I want to show you guys how this method actually compares to the other businesses in GTA Online you can use to make money. So let's look at these in comparison of cash gain per hour. There's the import-export, $240,000 per hour. Then there's the CEO cargo, or special cargo, $180,000 per hour. And then there's the hangar, which is only $110,000 per hour when you're doing it as a solo player. There's also the bunker that makes around $90,000 per hour, and also the biker business that makes $85,000 per hour if you're using the Coke Lab. Now granted, the bunker and the biker businesses are both passive businesses, but it is still nice to kind of compare them here. Now, as you can see, stacked up against the other businesses in GTA Online, the hangar isn't all that great, and for being the most expensive DLC to date, this is pretty disappointing as a money-making method, to be honest. So if you are looking to use this as a pure money-making source, I wouldn't recommend it as a solo player. However, if you do enjoy the missions and want to make some money along with doing these missions, it is a fun way to do so because the missions are quite fun, to be honest. And if Rockstar, of course, ever give us double cash and RP on these missions, which in the future they're probably likely to do so, this method is definitely worth keeping in mind. So if you do want to farm this method either as a solo player or with friends, I'm going to be showing you guys the best method for doing this. So the first step, you'll obviously need to get yourself a hangar if you haven't already. In my opinion, either buy the cheapest one for 1.2 million in LSIA, or if you want to spend a little bit extra and get into Fort Zancudo, you can get one for 2 million. In my opinion, it is worth that extra little bit of money to get the one in Fort Zancudo. I definitely haven't regretted my decision there. Also, when you're buying your hangar, you don't really need any of the extras to use this money making method. Although the workshop is of course useful to modify vehicles, you don't need to get it straight away if you don't want it. You know, you can always renovate and add these things at a later date. The only one I would recommend getting straight away would be the living quarters. It's quite handy because once you get living quarters, you can set the hangar as your spawn location. So if you ever need to find a new session or reload GTA Online, you're going to spawn in your hangar, and it's just much easier and quicker to be able to source vehicles. Next, you want to commit to a stock type. So if you head over to your laptop, you can see there's a choice of 8 different forms of items you can source, and these all have varying amounts of profitability. So what type of crates should we supply, you might be asking? Well, a user known as Cali Meatwagon, I want to give full credit to him, has done some amazing work by collecting the data on each kind of supply, and basically there's only 3 you should focus on. They're equally as good and equally as profitable as each other, but make sure you're either doing chemicals, medical supplies, or narcotics. And the reason for this is there's actually bonus tiers for selling multiple of one type of crate, and these are the 3 that have the highest bonuses. I'm going to put these bonuses on screen for you guys so you can actually see, and as you can see, it's only the chemicals, medical supplies and narcotics that do get that 35% increase when you collect 25 units, and a whopping 70% increase if you get 50 crates of the same type. So just to confirm, chemicals, medical supplies and narcotics, when you go to sell 50 of these crates, they'll all work out as the same, which is 850,000. So either of those 3 are worth investing in. Now, it's worth mentioning here that this sell page is a little bit misleading because it looks like you can actually collect 50 of each item. However, it doesn't actually tell you on this page that you can only store a maximum of 50 crates at a time, meaning if you do collect 25 medical supplies, you can only collect 25 chemicals. So you want to basically stick to one type of item and only source that one, so you can get all 50 slots in your hangar filled up with that same item, so when you go to sell it you get the maximum bonus possible. So when you want to start sourcing items, you will have to do a little tutorial mission first that will kind of show you how it's done, but it is very similar to CEO cargo in a way, because you have to do a source mission to fill up your hangar and then sell it all in bulk. Now, if you're doing this solo, you'll only be able to source 1 crate at a time, meaning you'll have to do 50 source missions to fill up all the crates. However, if you have a friend with you, you can source 1 extra crate for each friend. So if you have 2 friends, you can get 3 crates in total, and if you have 3 extra friends, you can get 4 crates in total, 1 for each person. So as you can imagine, the more friends that you can get to help you, the faster the sourcing process is going to be, so it's highly recommended to get some friends for this. If you are looking for other people to play with, feel free to leave your gamer tag and also your platform down in the comments, so maybe other people will add you in game or message you or leave their users down in the comments. So just have a look there for anybody you want to play with, and I'll also have a link to my crew in the description of this video if you want to join. So there's a few different source missions that you will be assigned to do. Just basically listen to Ron at the start of them. He'll basically tell you everything you're going to need to know, and also what vehicle you're going to be using. Usually you'll get spawned a vehicle right out front of your hangar. So basically hop in that vehicle and head over to the mission start to find out what you need to do to get your crate. Now I do have a few extra tips for you guys just from playing these missions myself. If the supplies are lying on the ground, you know, sometimes you have to shoot them out of another vehicle in the air and they'll fall to the ground. You don't actually have to land and get out of your vehicle to grab them. A lot of people forget that you can just easily kind of half land and just drive over the supplies in your plane, and that automatically picks them up. You do not have to get out of your plane to pick these up. And also try not to run over your friend like I did here. A good rule of thumb is actually to just never get out of your vehicle unless you have to, because there's one mission where I literally died over 10 times in a row from the enemy jets. They're just so accurate and they're super powerful, so if you do get out, sometimes it's very hard to get yourself back in a vehicle and out of the area to stop being shot. And the last tip I have for sourcing items is if the plane you're in happens to get destroyed, remember you can always use your CEO abilities to just call in a buzzard, and quite often the buzzard can be quite effective at taking out some of the enemies that might be following you, and you can easily use that to fly back to your hangar. So let's move on to the selling process. Now selling is probably the most important step, because this is where you need to make sure all of those hours of sourcing and grinding supplies actually make it so you're paid for your time there. And I want to show you guys this clip before I go into selling. You guys can see here I have a random crate in my hangar, and you guys probably have a few random crate ones as well from that introductory tutorial mission. It gives you a few random crates when you complete that when you first start sourcing. So the best thing to do is just to get rid of these. In this clip you'll see me start as a sell mission with just that one crate, and then what I do is just destroy the vehicles, and that quickly gets rid of that crate and means that I can source the ones that are worthwhile. And the reason you want to get rid of your random crates is because it's really not worth selling your items until you have 50 of the same type of crate stored. So once you get 50 crates of the same type, as you can see here, it gives you a huge bonus. So just make sure you're getting 50 of chemicals, 50 medical supplies, or 50 narcotics. Those are the 3 ones you should stick to. Now as I'm recording this video, I've actually only completed about 3 sell missions myself. And I've got to say, these sell missions are hard. I would not recommend doing these on solo no matter how many crates you're selling. If it's 1 crate or 50 crates, I'd always recommend doing it with other people. If you are selling a large amount of crates at once, such as 50, you will probably have to deliver multiple vehicles. I'll put some information on screen courtesy of Fun2, who has basically made a breakdown of how many vehicles you'll need in comparison with how many crates you're actually selling, and there's a few exceptions in there as well. If you do have a few extra people willing to help you, I'd recommend having one friend maybe jump in a buzzard and fly along as your kind of escort to help protect against not just NPCs but also against any other players in your free roam session that might want to come your way and destroy all your precious cargo. And especially if you're selling all 50 crates in one go, you don't want to lose nearly $1 million to just one griefing player in your lobby. So yeah, make sure you have someone on hand to prevent that. So just before I end this video, I wanted to break this down for you guys so you can see. So the sourcing missions kind of on average take around 10 minutes to complete. Some are a bit shorter and some are a bit longer, but this is a pretty good average estimate of how long it'll take to complete each source mission. Once you save up 50 crates of the same type, as long as it's a chemical, medical supply, or narcotic, it will net you a total of $850,000. And then also there's Ron's cut, which comes out of your profit, which is around $21,000. So that means net profit, you'll be making $828,750,000. If you're doing this as a solo player to get all 50 crates, it's going to take you over 8 hours of game time to get all those 50 crates, so it's probably not worth it as a solo player. However, if you do have friends and you're able to cut this time in half, or even in a third, and if you have 3 or 4 people along with you, it can really actually start to add up in your net profits. And there you go guys, that is how to make the most money out of your hangar from the Smugglers Run DLC in GT Online. If you did enjoy this video or found it helpful, I'd really appreciate if you could take a second to leave it a like. It really helps out my channel. And also subscribe. I do quite a few of these money making videos with each update, or as the bonuses happen, to show you guys the best ways that you can make money in the game, so don't miss out on any other videos. Have a great day guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.
Sick, I'm in Los Santos, dodging missiles, dodging bullets, coming at me now, tell me to pull it. I'm a G, DOA, silent core in GTA.